5:59 the time, and right now in the KRON4 Morning News, the bird flu outbreak is causing an egg shortage in California, with some stores now limiting how many you can buy as prices climb. Plus, the 49ers and the Rams facing off tonight in a high-stakes game to keep their playoff hopes alive. We're going to be live at Levi's. And the rain. It's falling out there, and it is impacting the morning commute. The KRON4 Morning News starts now.
Now, live from the Bay Area's local news station, this is KRON4 News at 6.
Good morning, 6 o'clock, and I'm glad I made it. I was a little worried, and you might be too, with that rain and wind overnight.
I know. Michael's been tracking a number of accidents, at least earlier on. Hopefully it's calming down, but let's get the latest on both the weather and the commute. We'll start with you, John.
Thanks so much. Yes, we are seeing still very wet conditions out there this morning, but the heaviest of rainfall has pushed out, so that's a bit of good news as we do kick things off this morning. Let's look outside at the Embarcadero right here. A modest breeze still pushing through. Most of that heaviest of rainfall, as I mentioned, is out of the picture now. You're seeing it actually moving on up into the Central Valley, as well as up into the Sierra, where that snow is really going to be stacking up in feet over the next week. It's welcome to be seeing some definite good snowfall up there. As for the Bay Area, we've calmed down for a lot of us. San Jose down to Morgan Hill, we are seeing some pretty solid showers out that way. The Altamont Pass out towards Brentwood, Rio Vista, also seeing some lingering showers, but most of us have seen the heaviest passing through. Now we just got to deal with all the wet on the roads. 40s to 50s for our current temps. No 30s on the map today. As we do move into the afternoon, we are going to stay on a cooler note, only in the 50s, with intermittent showers off and on through the day. I'll tell you more about that as we go. Michael?
Thanks, John. Good morning, everyone. Taking a look right now at our roads, we are dealing with a lot of different accidents, including a lot of flooded areas. One of our biggest issues we're dealing with right now, this is a SIG alert over in the East Bay. You can see this is in the Richmond area. It's east of Central Avenue, westbound 580. It does involve that big rig, and you can really see that backup going all the way up. So keep that in mind. In addition to that, there's also flooding in the Berkeley area. So once you pass up this accident, you're going to see that flooding. And keep in mind, we're talking about 2 to 3 lanes closed in this area right now. Taking a look a little bit more down south, northbound 101, this is north of Alum Rock Avenue. We're dealing with residual delays of an accident that happened there, so keep that in mind. Heading over to the Antioch area, we have an accident that happened eastbound 4 at G Street in Antioch. Residual delays there, but it has since been cleared. Looking at the Walnut Creek area, this is northbound 680 at 24 near the 680 ramp. This is in Walnut Creek, multiple lanes closed. It does involve some injuries, so this could be cleared by possibly 6:30 or so. Taking a look over in the Hayward area, we have an accident. This is northbound 880 at West A Street. Keep that in mind. You can already see that backup making its way towards that Castro Valley area. Then looking at flooding, we're dealing with some flooding over in Mountain View. This is on northbound 85. Keep that in mind. We're also dealing with flooding over in South San Francisco. This is eastbound 380 right there at that 101 North ramp. So then we're also dealing with flooding a little bit up more in the North Bay. This is over in Corte Madera. It's south of Lucky Drive. And lastly, we're dealing with flooding over in the Oakland area. And again, this is eastbound 580. It's right near the Piedmont area, and majority of this is flooded. So we'll continue to keep you updated. I'll send it back to you too.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael. 6:02, and no decision yet on the proposed school mergers in Oakland.
Yeah, parents, students, and teachers, they packed the school board meeting to speak out against these possible mergers. The district claims it's necessary to help deal with a $95 million budget deficit.
KRON4's Lindsay Ford takes a close look at what they talked about.
No motion, so there's no vote. This will not happen. This will not move forward. We thank everyone for coming out tonight.
A temporary relief for parents, students, and teachers, the Oakland Unified School Board has postponed its decision on proposed school mergers.
I don't want my son to have to go to a charter school. I don't want to have to send him to a private school, because I grew up in Oakland Unified School District and I turned out great, and that's what I want him to do. Felicia
Henderson's son is a first grader at Think College Now. She and other parents feel the board isn't being transparent because board members didn't even share their opinion millions.
What are the other options? They said they had other options, but they never brought those options to the table.
The school board is considering to merge 10 of its schools. They say the change would increase community, teacher presence, and even better prepare students for higher education. Students at United for Success Academy say they already have supportive teachers and a strong community.
The teachers are really nice. They help you, and since it's a small school, the teachers can help you more on the work. They believe in you.
Some people even held signs reading, "Keep small schools safe."
We're like a community there. It's just so fun. It's like a big family combined all together. We all know each other and we get along really good.
Board members report the merging of schools would help solve the district's budget issues. OUSD is currently facing a $95 million deficit for the next year. Henderson disagrees.
Oakland Unified School District has always been broke, so let's not make it about money, right? It's about closing, merging, and whatever they're trying to do, they're hiding something.
Henderson said she and other parents alike are exhausted with meetings like the one Wednesday night that don't go anywhere.
We go through a lot. This is just a tip of the iceberg with them trying to close the school. So I'm infuriated. I'm really infuriated, honestly.
In Oakland, Lindsay Ford, KRON4 News.
Meantime, the San Francisco Unified School District has approved a plan to balance its budget without controversial mergers or school closures. The new plan from the superintendent includes incentives for employees who are over 55, incentives for them to retire by June. The district is still under oversight from the state education department, and they have to submit a final plan by Sunday to avoid a possible takeover. Earlier plans to close 13 schools were dropped because there was strong pushback from the community.
I believe that we are building towards a future where we will be able to oversee our own budget, where there will be more predictability for our teachers, where we will be able to make purchases of books without having to figure out where we can find the money to do it. But we've got to make the hard decisions right now.
Those decisions are going to total $113 million in cuts. We'll keep you posted on deciding what they do.
In the South Bay, the San Jose Police Department and Mayor Mahan are speaking out now against the release of a suspect connected to the death of a community resource officer. It was back in August that CSO Long Pham, who you see here, was struck and killed by a suspected DUI driver while conducting a traffic stop on Palm Avenue and Monterey Road. The suspect was later identified as Juan Huerta Palacios. Now, he faces charges of 1 count of murder and 2 felony counts of driving under the influence. Now, in a statement, the San Jose Police said, in part, quote, "We stand with the district attorney's office in objecting to the defendant's release in the strongest possible terms. An officer is dead, and the man who killed him was let out on bail to go home against our objection, against our community's objection," end quote. Now, meantime, Mayor Mahan also disagreeing with the decision, saying in part, quote, "This wasn't the first time the individual put members of our community in danger, and this time an innocent man lost his life. It is irresponsible to release him before he faces a judge and jury," end quote. Now, we have reached out to the Santa Clara County Sheriff for more information on the suspect's release. We'll let you know when we find out more.
It's 6:07, and in the East Bay, a Pleasant Hill man is charged with committing sex acts with minors and keeping them in his home. Officers arrested the 27-year-old man in October. They say initially he made contact with 2 children online, both under the age of 16. Now he is in jail, and a hearing is set for February. 6:07, a woman in Contra Costa County is suing several hotels across the Bay Area, claiming they profited from her being sex trafficked. Her lawsuit accuses the hotels of ignoring obvious warning signs and failing to alert the police. The filing says the red flags included guests requesting rooms away from others, signs of drug use, and numerous men coming and going at all hours. And the suit also mentions visible injuries and loud noises. The woman says these incidents happened at motels in Richmond, Oakland, and Santa Rosa. Police in El Cerrito have identified the suspect wanted for a sexual battery that happened last month. And here's the picture of 28-year-old Hugo Ortigoza. The police say he followed a woman for several blocks and then slapped her in the behind and then ran off. They say that he last lived in Richmond. Call police. They're still looking for him.
Well, the CDC has identified 10 people now in California who fell ill from a listeria outbreak. 2 infants actually died. The California Department of Public Health now warning people not to eat, serve, or sell Yushang food, ready-to-eat meat, and poultry products. This is all coming after the products have been now suspected behind a multi-state listeria outbreak. Those products made before October 28th of this year have been recalled. Health officials say to check your refrigerators and freezers to find these foods, sanitize all surfaces that may have touched the recalled products, and if you feel sick after eating any of these products, you'll want to talk to your doctor. Well, officials in Marin County are warning residents of consuming raw milk products after a suspected case of bird flu in a child. So Marin County health officials say that child drank raw milk before testing positive for influenza A. This happened last month, and officials say that child has since recovered. But this is the second case now of a Bay Area child becoming ill last month, possibly with bird flu. A child in Alameda County was treated for mild symptoms.
It's 6:09, and what's going on with the eggs? The shelves are empty and chickens on strike? There are problems that have been created in Northern California and beyond with problems getting a hold of eggs at Great Bay Area grocery stores and also the price of eggs going up. The Food Industry Association put out a national report, and they're saying that bird flu has caused the egg prices to go up more than 8%. Last winter, Sunrise Farms, which is in Petaluma, had to kill more than 80,000 chickens because of bird flu, and this year is proving to be problematic as well.
100% of them came back positive for bird flu. And we just sent another group of cadavers, and that was 3 times as many bodies. They get one positive, they have to euthanize everybody because they have no idea how much it spread. And it's so aggressive that they have to assume that every single bird they have could potentially have bird flu.
Bird flu is usually spread among wild birds during their migration. The bird flu outbreak began in February of 2022, and it has led to the slaughter of more than 111 million birds. It's 6:11 and still ahead on the KRON4 Morning News. The family of a young boy says that staff at his school locked him in a closet for about 15 minutes, and lawyers are involved now. Crossing Bay Area bridges is going to cost $1 more in just a couple of weeks. We're going to tell you about how the cost could even go beyond that.
And most of the heaviest of rainfall has moved out of the Bay Area with just a few lingering showers now. I'll be talking more in your forecast ahead.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Taking a look right now at our roads. It is a very, very busy morning. Coming up, I'll tell you everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning.